So in this business, you need fabric, paper, and ink. Where do you get your paper from? Where do you get your fabric from? And where do you get your inks from?
I mean, we are near the China still. So we still are very dependent on Chinese supplier, from paper to ink. But over here, we also using heavily the Japanese paper. Japan have good supply of paper. So rotary paper, the big paper you see from the back, these are all from Japan. Yeah. And then the digital paper we bring from China. And the ink itself, we have rotary ink and we have digital ink. The rotary ink we have from China, Taiwan. Digital inks we have it from China.
Hi, my name is Chris. I've been working in Vietnam as a manufacturing consultant since 2008. How can we grow your business with production in Vietnam? I offer ebooks, audiobooks, online courses, and consulting to help you find factories, get price quotes, and samples made quickly. Welcome to another Voice of Vietnam Manufacturing interview where we ask questions and get answers from industry experts like Sunny, who's an expert in sublimation printing. So Sunny, first question, what motivates you to get started, to start your own textile printing company in Vietnam?
I think the very first consideration will be the location. As Vietnam now is the hottest selection choice of countries in the whole Southeast Asia or even the whole Asia. The whole country have the resources, the political stabilities, the free trades, the right culture in the countries of peoples, sustainable of client demands in the country with all the top brands coming into looking at products, reasonable, sustainable, different tiers of supply chain, and very close to China. And that's one of the main factors. Because China is still the main raw material supply source.
I agree. When you compare the other options like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Bangladesh, Myanmar, your point about the social economic stability, I think is key. So here at this factory and in your company, what do you specialize in? What type of printing?
Over here is basically a sublimation transfer printing technology. So what it does is it basically print on a piece of paper, a special coated paper. And whatever design we print on the paper, we will then take the printed paper to transfer onto the fabric. Right behind you will see here traditional industries, but it was about at least 30, 40 years already existed in China and Taiwan.
So these are rotary transfer sublimation printing machines.
Correct. So basically what it does is you need to engrave manually the cylinders. So one cylinder is represented for one color, and then there are chambers over there. So behind we have 5 set of machines. So 2 of the machine have 8 chambers, which can be used for 8 colors, and the other are the 6 colors chambers.
And then you also have the digital printing. And what's the advantage to the digital printing over the rotary?
Well, rotary still have advantage because the productivities is spinning thousands of meters per hour. But the rotary have a negative point that we need to create the manual cylinder, and that takes time, and technically it's more raw materials utilization, which is technically not so sustainable.
So 2 key points is that rotary sublimation machine can do 1,000 meters per hour?
No, it's more than 1,000.
More than 1,000 meters per hour.
3,000 meters.
Okay, but one cylinder costs around $600 to do the engraving.
In Vietnam, around $500-600, and then there is extra raw materials involved of making the cylinders, and there's a whole set of industry behind. And obviously, it's a heavy industries.
Okay. And for your digital printers, how many meters can they print per hour?
So let's say it goes back to the digital module. The good thing is that you don't need any cylinder. So it's basically digitally format of graphics where we do the digital edition and we just send to a printer, just like a house printer or office printer. And so you have the whole set of cylinder engraving industry removed. So you can technically receive artwork, and literally within minutes we can send to the printer. Or we need to spend some time to adjust all the edits, and then we can actually match colors. We print the papers, we transfer, we match the colors. So the color matching is still a process need to be done in either industries. But at least you save substantial timing.
So can you summarize the speed difference between digital and rotary? What is the speed difference in terms of meters per hour?
But the traditional, let's say the latest industrial machine that is in the reasonable investments operation cost, you get about 2,000 to 3,000 meters per day. That's talking about 20 hours of operation.
Okay.
So these are more or less acceptable. But still, compared to rotary, rotary is 10 times. But rotary comes in with a good efficiencies, but there's a lot of extra time to prepare.
So rotary, when you can hit the minimum, it's cheaper than digital, correct?
Yes, because of efficiency and productivity.
Okay.
Because you're pumping 3,000 meters per hour versus 2,000 meters for 20 hours. But the flexibility is on the digital. You can do any design, unlimited colors, unlimited color components, and it's convenient.
So what do you see as the biggest challenges for the Vietnam apparel industry as a whole in the next 5 years?
Well, the advantage, as I said, they have massive young labor, so this will still last for the next 2 decades, unless the population decided to change after 20 years, then so this is not a factor of concern. Politically, I think it will still be as it is, a very strong, stable communist country. Similar to China, is communist but is commercial. So these are two good factors. The third factors, I think it will be whether the country can sustain the momentum of growth.
Right.
It's very hot now. Buyer is coming, garment factory is setting up, fabric mill is setting up. Everybody's trying to set up, and the wages, the wages is one of the factors is really growing.
Right.
So it's very close to the Chinese wages. Even though culturally we have a hardworking population, but still the productivity are nothing close to China. Maybe they are 70-80% to Chinese productivity. So still with that productivity and you're paying the same rate as China, then obviously this is one factor of concern for the wages.
Thanks for listening. Are you thinking about producing apparel in Vietnam for the first time? Allow me to recommend my online course, which is called How to Get Started Manufacturing Apparel in Vietnam. Or check out one of my books. I have a book on garment production from A to Z with an emphasis on what challenges you'll face in Vietnam. I have a book on how to buy eco-fabrics, where to buy them. I have a book on managing quality control, and also a book on how to make your tech packs in Vietnam. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Remember to connect with me on LinkedIn, and let's talk about what is possible in Vietnam.